Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great and wonderful start to your day. And we got a little bit of sunshine here in Northern Ontario, so we're always happy about that. And Carolyn, do you know that you're number one this morning? Sonia from Kitchener. Charles, how are you? Nativity, good morning. Denise, how are you? Hola. Lori Lee from Ventura, California. Stephanie, good morning. John from Elgin, Illinois. Carol from West Virginia. Mountain Mama. Rosa from Montreal. Bonnie, good morning. Nick from our staff. April, good morning. And Patricia. And Leela from Verner, Nellie, and Len and Judy from Edmonton, Alberta, good morning. Dorothy, how are you? Dale, Waterloo, and Laurie from Peterborough. Doc McEwen is on with us this morning. Good morning, my dear friend. Jackie, Fran, Tilsonburg, Muriel, bonjour. Pat, good morning. We appreciate. Kevin's there, and you know what, Kevin? I just don't see your name. I really don't. Jeanette from our staff. Lois from Ontario. Suzanne. And she said they had a lot of rain wherever you were yesterday. We had a nice day here. Janine and Louise. Judy from Mitchell. Lee's, good morning. And Sue from Brockville. Marcy, my dear meathead friend, how are you? Midiel, Lynn, bonjour. Bonnie, Chantal from Hamner, right in our backyard. Yeah, that's right, not far. Deed. April from Arizona. Well, good morning, Arizona. Dorothy and Eva. A couple more and we'll get going here. Rose from Peterborough. Kevin is, I see your name, Kevin, and Gertie's on with us. I don't know why, Gertie. I haven't been able to see your name. I just, I don't want to say hello if I don't know if you're on. Sandy, how are you? Patty. All of coffee is great in the morning, isn't it? And Mary from PEI. And Zian, bonjour. Deb from Timmins. Marlene, good morning, everyone. John, good morning to you. And I know I miss a lot of you guys. Sorry about that. Elena, if I don't see your name. And Muriel from Hearst, Ontario. Linda from Chatham. Okay. Now, I want to combine these two studies together, and we're going to talk about cancer this morning, okay? Now, let me read to you a study that was done, and the headline is, Cancer is overdiagnosed. Okay? Overdiagnosed. And what they did in this study, they looked at 17,000 cancer patients, and out of them, they found in 35 different types of cancer, by the way, they found the presence of fungus or yeast. And 50,000 people die a month in the United States from cancer. Crazy, isn't it? Are we winning the war on cancer, my friend? I'm sorry. We're not. We're not. And if you go back, really, to the 1950s, cancer treatment's been the same. It's chemo. It's radiation, surgery, and the new kid on the block is immunotherapy, right? immunotherapy, which, hey, I'm not against. I'm not against it. All I'm saying is we're not winning the war. So this study said when they looked at cancer, 17,000 different patients, they found the vast majority had the fungal infection. It was found. Now, what comes first, the cancer or the fungus? But you would think you would treat the fungus. Now, why did I say I want to put two studies together? Okay, because of this. Brand new study came out, and let me bring it to you. This is found in the Journal of Natural Medicine, and it says there's a new technique using MRIs. You know what an MRI is, right? So there's a new technique in using an MRI called the glucose CEST. So gluco, G-L-U-C-O, capital C-E-S-T, and it stands for, I love these big words, glucose chemical exchange saturation transfer. Okay. Glucose chemical exchange saturation transfer. That's the name of the test. It's different imaging. It's new imaging using an MRI. Okay? And it is confirming what we talk about all the time, and it is sugar. Honey is a major driver of cancer. Sugar is a major growth factor in cancer, according to the new imaging. Now, we always knew it with PET scans, okay? PET scans are not for your pets. They're cancer imaging. But this new MRI imaging is confirming what you and I know, but the world out there doesn't appreciate. They just don't. They don't get it. They didn't get the memo. The food industry has really duped people, and they run, remember, your media, okay? Your mainstream media is run hook, line, and sinker by Big Pharma and Big Food, conglomerates. And they don't want you to get the memo that every time you have a soda, every time someone has a piece of cake, okay? And you know what the problem is in our northern, or what would I say, North American society, is that we love having dessert for breakfast. What is that doing? It's feeding cancer. It's feeding cancer. Guys, the jury is in. The verdict is in. Cancer needs sugar. It needs sugar. Okay? Oh, isn't that interesting? So, you know, I was talking to a lady the other day, and I said this: if you do nothing else, if you can lose your sweet tooth, oh, Dr. Martin, that's hard. I didn't say it wasn't hard. I didn't say it was easy. I didn't. I know that. I've been around the block for many times. I was in practice a long time. They should have given me an honorary degree, seriously. Dr. McEwen would like this one. In psychology. You know, you're just around people long enough. I mean, you know, I'm an observant guy, okay? And plus, I prick my finger and my blood comes out red too, okay? So most people have a sweet tooth. And the food industry loves that. They promote that. They start with breakfast. They start with cereals. We talked about it last week. Kit Kat cereals. Oh, I can't believe that the cereal companies have actually taken the wrappers off. They're showing you what they're really like. They come out with Kit Kat, a chocolate bar cereal. Hello? How can they care? How can they say they care? And when they do that, they don't care. They don't care. And they're so powerful. They run the media. They run the media. Why would you not think, guys? Okay, there's a study. Okay, study comes out. There's new imaging. You know what, guys? I didn't even know that. I didn't know there was new imaging. A technique with MRIs to show you cancer early. And, you know, like the PET scan, it's glucose chemical exchange saturation transfer. Yikes. But at the end of the day, sugar feeds cancer. You know, when we got the memo about smoking, you know, everybody and their dog knows that smoking ain't good for you, right? You know that. I know that. A kid today knows that. That was a memo put out. You know, when they finally sued the tobacco people, and they were liars, pants on fires, because they were hiding the research that they knew a couple of things. One, they knew tobacco was triple addictive. They knew it. They lied to the public. And then, you know, they hid studies. You know, in the 1950s and the 1960s, showing that smoking caused cancer. Causes heart, you know, bad for the heart, bad for everything. Was smoking good for you? Nope. But people didn't know that. I've told you the story of my father. Coming home in 1962, I was 10 years old, and he put his pack of Buckingham's cigarettes, okay? I like my mother's cigarettes better. Okay, in Canada, they were called Peter Jackson. I don't know if there was anything in the States, okay, with those names on them. Buckingham, you know, all I know about American cigarettes were Marlboros, right? The Marlboro man. They put the cowboy out there smoking cigarettes, or a doctor, you know, and Camel. They used to have, I can probably find it for you if you Google it. Look at the doctors. It says 4 out of 5 doctors in the U.S. This is in the 1950s, maybe even in the 40s. That's 4 out of 5 doctors choose Camel cigarettes. Wow. You know, we look back at that and we laugh our heads off because are you kidding me? Doctors are recommending smoking? They used to. Here we are, guys, in 2023. And for cancer, there's no link in mainstream media and mainstream medicine. There's no link between food and cancer. No link. They don't talk about it. They're not trained. Why in medicine, tell me, why would a medical doctor not know, at least like they found out about smoking? Smoking, cancer. Any doctor worth their salt, I mean, come on, will tell you that. But here we are in 2023, and go to 99.9% of physicians, and if they do talk about nutrition, they won't talk nutrition in cancer. They just don't link it. What's food got to do with cancer? Most doctors would say. Food has nothing to do with cancer. Eat in moderation. Brought to you by Kellogg's, Kraft, Pepsi-Cola, Coca-Cola. Drink Coca-Cola in moderation. No link. There's no link in their minds. I told you this story, but I got to tell it to you again. I remember literally talking to an oncologist. God bless her. Smart. Dr. Martin, why? Why do you tell people not to eat sugar? Why do you tell my patients, her cancer patients, that came to see me, why do you tell my patients not to drink Ensure? Well, I said, if they do, you're ensuring that their cancer will grow. What? Well, why are you giving them Ensure? It's straight sugar on steroids that are going to make cancer grow. What? I said, well, doc, how does your pet, you got a PET scan, right? Oh yeah. We're using PET scans. Great new technology, quote. I said, okay, how does it work? I don't know. Well, I said, I know you don't know. You give them a cup of glucose, sugar. And if they have cancer from head to toe, anywhere, they'll light up like a Christmas tree. But it takes sugar to work. And this is what this new technology is. Glucosest. MRI studies. New type of imaging using an MRI will detect cancer. I mean, don't you think that ought to be mainstream? And guys, listen to this. Okay, listen to this. Coming back to the first study, when they looked at 17,000 patients and they did biopsies, what did they find? That cancer might be misdiagnosed. It really is a fungal infection. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what comes first. I have a feeling that it's fungal that turns to cancer. And guess what yeast loves? You know the answer to that. Why do I say all the time? Why do I say this? Okay? Cancer hates steak. Cancer hates eggs. Cancer hates cheese. Why do I say that? Because cancer can't feed on steak. So when someone tells you, a guru or Google or whatever tells you to stop eating red meat, run. Run away. They don't know what they're talking about. Oh, Dr. Martin, red meat is acidic. That'll make cancer grow. No, it doesn't. And it's not acidic. It's BS. That's what it is. Like, I can't get over it. A fungus. Okay? Let's say they're interchangeable. Fungus, cancer cells. Let's say they're first cousins. Anyone knows that yeast thrives on sugar. And so do their first cousins, cancer cells. They thrive on it. Guys, the answer is in front of us. But what medicine did, you just have to understand, and God bless them because they do some wonderful things. Okay? Research and yeah. Look, okay, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They do some wonderful things, but they make cancer so confusing. Genetics, it's genetics, Doc. It's genetics. My dad had cancer, I'm going to get cancer, right? And, it's a genetic disorder. It's in the genes. Well, wash your genes. No, guys, listen. In medicine's eyes, there's no connection. They are not taught nutrition. And even nutritional gurus that get influenced, I hate to say it, dietitians, run. They're smart. They got BScs and then they're Bachelor of Sciences and they're smart and they get into dietitian school and they're taught moderation. They put the food pyramid together and it was wrong right out of the gate. Oh, grains and fruits and you know what I mean? And you need some bread and, cause it's good for you. You need fiber. You need cereals. If you don't eat cereals, and cereals have a heart on the box. And they should have Cancer Society on the box too, because they sponsor those guys. Look, and I'm not saying, okay, I'm not saying that sugar is everything in cancer. I'm not saying that. But it's huge. It's huge. And it's the one thing we can do. It's the one thing we can teach our kids and teach our grandchildren. You see that sugar there? Nah. You know what? It causes, you know what a dentist would say? Because they're only concerned about your teeth. What would they say about sugar? You okay? Well, causes cavities. Yeah, it sure does. But it does more than that in the body. It'll destroy your gut too, by the way. Why? Because you're feeding the invading army of yeast or fungus. Okay? So don't feed the bears. Don't feed them. Bears love garbage. Sugar. No, but your cancer cells love garbage. Sugar. Hey guys, I read these studies and I can't get over it. Here we are, we talk about it, and I'm glad this new imaging is coming around. I wonder how popular it will be. It took us years here in Sudbury to get a PET scan. We had to raise millions of dollars. The government, the geniuses in our government, okay? I don't know about you guys, but here in Ontario, the geniuses, PET scans. Why do you want a PET scan? Because it's one of the best imaging you can do for cancer. That's why we want it. They fought us tooth and nail here in Sudbury so that you don't need a PET scan. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to hold my breath to wait for the new glucose chemical exchange saturation transfer to come out, to teach radiologists and to teach technicians even how to do this thing. I'm not holding my breath. I looked around in all my social media, whatever, and mainstream media, CBS, NBC, you name the news, CBC here in Canada, CTV or whatever, and I didn't find any of this stuff there. You would think, hey, headline, sugar causes cancer. It feeds cancer. Fungus is a main factor in cancer. 2 studies. I didn't find them anywhere near any mainstream media sites. And guys, if you can find something on those 2 studies about the new technology out and fungus in terms of cancer, send it to me. Show me that there are some good media companies out there that really do a job. Do their job. I always told you guys, one of my goals is to bring you behind the scenes. Okay? Okay? Bring you behind the scenes. What's going on behind the scenes? And I really feel it's a big part of my responsibility on these podcasts to do exactly that. Okay? Okay. Okay, guys. You know what Friday is, eh? Question and answer Friday. Okay? So we want your questions. We want your questions. So don't be shy. Send us your questions. Send them in. Okay? We really enjoy Question and Answer Friday. And guys, I really do try, because some people said Dr. Martin didn't answer my question. Well, I do try and answer all of them. Okay? Sometimes I don't get to every one of them. And sometimes the question is very personal, like something I rarely ever see, and it won't necessarily benefit a larger audience. Well, I'd rather answer that question to the individual. Okay? But generally all questions, and there's no stupid questions, by the way. They're all good questions. Okay? Just sometimes I get on a rant and I happen to go down a rabbit trail and I don't come back sometimes, or not quickly. And then I ran out of time. Okay, guys, have I told you lately that I love you? I haven't? Guys, what an audience we have. We appreciate it big time. I mean it. I appreciate you guys because without you, none of this would happen. Okay? None of it would happen. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.